Today we are talking about self-love, and here's why. For the longest time, I thought that to be a good person, or to be considered a good person, you had to give everything of yourself to everyone else around you. Your time, your effort, your space. And I remember phrases like, treat your guests as God, put everyone first, and think of everyone else before thinking of yourself. Because I am the sort of person that does not think critically, and I really need to change this about myself, I took these teachings and took off running, took them to the extreme, did not think twice or didn't think logically about, there was no logic behind it. But I realized that this has really set me off on one of the hugest tailspins of my life. I abandoned myself time and time again because that's what I thought that you would do as a good person or to qualify as a good person. And like the concept of self-love, when you think of being a good person, which I think is something that naturally all of us want to be, and you think that giving everything of yourself up, and then you think of self-love, very, very opposite ends of the spectrum. So it's taken me years to really understand what self-love is, let alone put it into practice. But really, what is self-love, huh? Hey honey, it's the Sarah girl, and if like me, you don't really understand or grasp the concept of self-love, let alone practice it, welcome. You're in the exact right place, not because I have the answer to it, because I have no clue. I think what it is that I know now is just the tip of the iceberg of what self-love. But let's just put it out there right now. I don't think that self-love is one of those things that we do staccato, like in staccato and in spurts, where you say, okay, I'm gonna treat myself today. Like, treat yourself, girl. Like, those things are fine and dandy and they're super fun, right? But what I see self-love as are non-material things and not the things that you would do in little spurts, like maybe a trip or that trip to the spa and everything. I see self-love as something that I can do on the daily and sustainably, I guess. It's something that I enjoy doing. I can love myself really loudly by being able to do these things that I know are for myself and allow me to remind myself that I love myself and to love myself, because sometimes I forget. So it's not going to be any surprise to any of you who have watched at least one or two of my other videos that my very first tip is going to be on romantic love and how self-love comes into play in romance. So if you haven't subscribed, what are you doing? Come on, subscribe, let's get acquainted and sort of hear my backstory a little bit on my YouTube channel. Okay, cutting back to it. So if we're talking about self-love in romantic relationships, right? How I love, and I'm sure you do as well. You love loving other people, and you love being loved, and you love being in love, right? And what happens when you're in love? What happens when you're happy? At least for me, I sing. I sing, not in front of people, no. Your heart sings. Yeah, that's a better way to put it. You're in love, you're happy, you're trying to put those emotions to words, and the very usual or pretty baseline way of doing it, where everyone can sort of relate to each other, is through music and through singing songs, romantic songs, right? And the thing about love, here we go, is that eventually, like everything, things come to an end. It comes to the end of a season, it comes to the end of a cycle, and what happens? The love is gone, and I go into a music hiatus. It's a music black hole, a music time out for Sarah, because when I'm heartbroken or when I am in a rut emotionally, I cannot hear any form of music with lyrics. For me, I lose all love for music. Don't talk to me about music. Don't play any sort of music. Don't say, Sarah, like this music piece is gonna help you like process. No music for Sarah. Talking about that, like I can't even, you know how bad it is? I can't even step into a mall. So even going into malls, anywhere that played music, I was like, piss off. Like, no, not doing it. That's how bad the music hiatus can be. And it's that way for me because odds are music tends to remind you of happier times. I have found myself in that music void and music hiatus for months at a time, but most recently was a full year of walking out of malls and walking out of situations where anywhere, there was music and it would genuinely, to the core of me, just go like, no, that's rank, like that's rancid, no. Please don't play any sort of music around me because I didn't want to feel happy. And what happened was that one day, most recently, one day, completely unplanned, completely unintended, I just was suddenly able to listen to music again. The love for music with lyrics started just pouring back in. Just imagine this girl trying to remotely work and I'm crying because I am so happy and I'm so sad at the same time. But it's just this weird combination of things, right? When you finally rediscovered a big love, a big enjoyment, when you feel life sort of creeping in. Here's the thing about romantic love songs, right? It's always about somebody singing to somebody that they love. Did it piss me off when when music started coming back to my life? A little bit. You have to control yourself a little bit to like, okay, no, that's just like, it's just nice music. Don't think too much into it. How it is that I've tried to spin this around and turn it into self-love is by using those songs and having the love that is being sung, I would spin it around to be about me singing to myself about love. Does that make sense? So, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna give examples, okay? Can't help falling in love with you. So, for I can't help falling in love with you. I don't know. Sometimes if I find myself in front of a mirror, then it's very convenient. I just point to myself. Like, that's a very easy song to sing. Just being able just to, I guess this is repositioning, right? Repositioning a story or retelling a story to fit the current circumstances. And in this circumstance of self-love, this is how I love myself very, 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 very loudly, is to use any piece of music that I have loved for a long time or I've come to really enjoy in this stage of life, and not sing it to anyone else or about anyone else. I'm singing it about myself. It retells the story in my head about love, that it's always there and it's about loving yourself. Like, you don't always have to give your love away. It can start with you. Fill up your cup first. So sing those songs, belt them out. So that's one way to really love yourself, okay? And this is the second point of how it is that I feel I can love myself really loudly or give myself love is by saying I love you to moi, to me. Hear me out, okay? If you're my friend, you know I love the phrase I love you. And I use it very, would you call it generously? I use it often. And I don't use it because, just for the sake of it, because it rolls off the tongue. No, I genuinely mean it when I say to another person that I love you. But here's the thing, like, there are different degrees of love. And I just love saying I love you. And I find it very easy to say it to other people. But here's the thing, to be able to say it to myself and to mean it I've realized it's a very different thing. To be able to accept I love yous from myself to myself has been a little bit of a challenge. So that's what I've been doing. We're talking about like music, turning love into something instead of you loving someone else, realizing that you love yourself as well and you can sing those songs to yourself. And this way as well, when I say I love you to you, I actually need to learn how to accept that sort of love that I give to other people very freely and very easily, revert it back to me and remind myself that I do love me. It's taking a while. It's taking a while for it to sink in and to realize that you love yourself and ask yourself why you love yourself is a way, I think, really of a deep practice of self-love. Yeah, self-love by saying I love you. Hey, I love you, Sarah. Say that in a mirror to yourself is actually harder to accept than just giving it freely to other people. So yeah, I think that's a manner of self-love, to tell yourself I love you and mean it. I'm working on it for sure. This one's an interesting one. It's going to be a shorty, but I love cheerleading people. And if you don't know this, it's still because you haven't subscribed to my channel and watched my other videos. So I will place a link to videos that have examples of me saying that I cheerlead a lot of people. I cheerlead everyone in my life, like to the ends of the earth. I love being able to help people, being able to cheerlead them on, sort of boost the morale to get to what it is that they want to achieve, right? Here's the thing, I don't cheerlead myself at all. I don't know how to do it. So much of me, I know how to give to other people, and I expect them to receive it. But for me to receive the very thing that starts with me is so difficult. Like, that's really uncomfortable to sit with. So cheerleading myself is a new skill, along with saying I love you to myself and meaning it. Let's just put it very simply, like even this YouTube channel, like I cheerlead myself like crazy when I'm creating this content. Like I'm talking all sorts of positive things, realistically positive things to myself. Guys, one view on my video, you should see the way that I celebrate. If you hit like, I am crying on the floor. If you subscribe, I probably lost my mind somewhere. And you know, it's hugely gratifying to be able to cheerlead yourself in this way, because I realize very deeply that this probably will never be consumed by anything more than you and me, which is completely fine, and I love this for us. But of course, like everyone wants to, like, you know, oh, we want to make it, like, you know, we want to be able to reach more people and stuff like that. But here's the thing, like I have it in my mind that genuinely, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me if it gets to, or these messages get to 1 million people, or if it's just my legacy. It's just for me, myself, and whoever is that is interested in the babbles of Sarah. One day might be able to look back on. So when I get one of anything, one view, one like, one subscribe, wow, guys, like cheerleading yourself it's not magnanimous. That's not the right word. It's momentous. Because who knew that you needed to cheer yourself on, and who knew that, at least in my situation, that I could cheerlead myself instead of put all the energy out there, just bring it back in and do that for me. And that's a lot of self-love, I feel. It's very self-inspiring. Being able to cheerlead myself, learn how to cheerlead myself and not just other people around me, be positive for myself, not just everyone else, is magnificent, if you ask me. Like, that's the self-love that I think I can relate to much more easily than to say I love you to myself. So, yeah. Alright, honey, that's all I have for you today. As usual, I don't really have many deep solutions because I'm still in the thick of things. But self-love is still definitely something that I'm unfolding. If you can call me out. Call me out if you think that my version of self-love or my understanding of self-love, how it is that I'm approaching self-love, is completely off. Like, Sarah, that's actually another phrase. There's so many self-things that are going on: self-growth, self-inspiration, self-independent, I don't know. But I might be getting it all wrong. This is just my version of self-love, I guess. But yeah, do all those great things on YouTube, guys. Like, subscribe, share. You know I'll be celebrating whatever it is that you guys do to this video and to the channel as well. So until next time, sweetheart, love yourself. Say I love you to you, Samira. All those songs that you sing, try to divert it back to you, and as if you're singing it to yourself, and really, really mean it. And yeah, cheerlead yourself. I'm gonna go cheerlead myself for a second. Around the room. I'm gonna prance around the room, right? Till next time, sweetheart. Bye, honey.